Hello everybody, I'm Jenny of Pampering by LJ and welcome to my channel. So I want to reflect a little bit about one of the meeting topics that I had for this week as it pertains to my health journey, and that's all about being self-critical and having self-critical thoughts, which I'm very guilty of. I can, because I'm such a planner and I like to plan ahead, then when I adjust my plan or make a decision or a choice to not follow my plan, then I tend to beat myself up about doing that after the fact. And it becomes so obsessive in my mind, and I hate that I'm that way. And so I'm really working hard on shifting my mindset and my perspective. One of the people at one of the meetings I attended this week had mentioned the book, The Shift. And I had started reading that or listening to it on Audible, I don't know, a few months ago, but I think I only got a chapter in and then I got sidetracked on reading something else. But the person mentioned it again at one of my meetings this week, and so I pulled back out Audible. I already had it downloaded and I started listening to that book again. I'm really working hard on shifting my mindset because I don't like that about myself, is that I obsess and remunerate about things that have happened in the past and have trouble moving forward past it. Perfect example, the last few weekends, I've made the choice to eat and drink at restaurants more than one night a weekend. Last weekend the plan was we were going to just go out and have cocktails and dinner one night. Well, we ended up doing it Friday night, Saturday night, and I think again on Sunday. I think so. And I made that decision to do it. And I enjoyed myself. But then, Monday morning rolls around and I'm all out of sorts and upset with myself, because I went in with a plan not to do that, and then I made the decision during the weekend to change those plans. So as a result, I go over points, or I eat differently than, I enjoy some adult indulgences. And I know this is a journey that I'm on for the long haul, and I want to continue with whatever my choices are consistently. That's how I plan to eat the rest of my life. Anyway, so when I make a choice and I do go off plan and then I feel bad about it, that bothers me too, and I keep thinking about it. So I'm really trying to move past that type of thinking because it's not helpful. Anyway, I've just been reflecting on my mindset a lot lately, and so I've been really trying to shift it, and I will continue to work on that area. So we are at the end of March. Today is April 1st, and so part of that is reflecting back on March and seeing what my goals were and setting goals for April. And of course, it doesn't help when I look back at March and I feel defeated because I didn't meet my goal of, I wanted to do 5 pounds, 1 pound for every week in March, and I didn't meet that goal. And so then I start thinking, oh man, I didn't even meet my goal that I set, and I wanted March to be a better month. So I did a lot of reflecting today, and part of what I did was pull up this March, and then I also took a look back at last March of 2021, and it was very interesting. So I'm going to put some numbers up here because I want to show you what I'm talking about. So you can see last year, this is just a comparison. So when I weighed in on February 26, 2021, I was at 240 pounds. Then I went through March, and you see that March 5th, I was 238.6. So the first week of March, I lost 1.6. But then we get another week down the road, and I gained that 1.6 back. And then I got March 19th, I did another gain on the scale. And then on March 26th, 239.4, taking me back down, but actually just a wash. So when I look at March's numbers, last March, 2021, I didn't feel like I had made any big losses either. But when I compare February 26th to March 26th, for pretty much that month, I'm still down 0.8 tenths of a pound. And then I started April, and what I did in April last year total was 6 pounds. So I'm just going to compare that. I want to compare that to what happened this March. So if you look over on the other side, I started off February 25th of 22 at 186.6. So you can see I'm significantly down from where I was in 2021. So that's a nice comparison to see how much weight loss has happened in a year. But then I look back at March for this year, and I'm like, March 4th, I was down at 184.7. Nice loss. Then at March 11th, again, a nice loss, 183.2, which is my lowest, which that's where I felt like I was on a really good path to be able to lose, 4 or 5 pounds for March. Spring break hits, March 18th, again. March 25th, the last weigh-in really of the month, a loss, but not as much. And then you can see when you compare that, February 25th to March 25th. So for this March of 22, I lost a total of negative 1.5 pounds. So last March, not much weight loss, really pretty much stayed the same last March. Same thing with this March. Still down 1.5 pounds, but not really what I wanted to happen. So I need to take that in perspective as I set my April goals. Again, comparing one year to the other, it's great. But comparing what I just wanted to happen in the month of March, it's not what I wanted to happen, but it's what did happen. So I'm using all of that information to then plan what I want to happen in April this year. So last April, I did lose a total of 6 pounds overall. So using that, my April goal this year is going to be to lose 5 pounds, 5 weeks, 5 pounds. We'll see. I'm a lot closer to my goal weight now, and I also know that makes it more difficult. However, I have some plans for my goals for the month of April this year. Before I reveal those goals and those steps, I do want to talk to you about what happened on the scale this morning. So it's Friday again, first Friday in April, jumped on the scale, and I am up 0.2 of a pound. So I'm at 185.3. Still under James, that's good, but that's where my starting point is for the month of April. So up 0.2 of a pound this week, which is, a cup of coffee. That's nothing. But again, I need to move forward. What's April gonna bring? Okay, so here's my plan for April. My focus this month is going to be, yes, I said to lose 5 pounds. I'm realistic though. I know that may be difficult. There is 5 weeks. There are 5 weigh-ins, but I also know I'm closer to my goal weight. So it's much more difficult to take off weight than it was when I was 270 pounds. I understand that. Focus this month is going to be on balance and consistency. So there are 3 different steps that I have to this that I think are going to help me. Number 1, during my weekends, I am only going to plan to have 1 night or day of indulgences where I use my extra things, eating out, wine, those types of things. During the weekend, just 1 indulgence, whether it's Friday night, Saturday day, or Sunday, just 1. That's for the month of April. That's my plan. So there's really 4 weekends. This is one of them. Again, that's my plan. So I'm going to track that every single weekend. Second step for the goal for this month, I want to incorporate weekly walking with my book on tape and daily stretching. I've gotten away from my daily stretching, and I haven't been as active with walking and exercise over these past 2 months. And because I've gotten away, I think, from the stretching, I am starting to have some really tightness in my hip area again, and my plantar fasciitis, one of my feet, one of them, it's really acting up. Not as far as a stretching, but I've got something going on with one of my feet, and my knee has been bothering me a lot. So I'm still going with that plan, but part of the steps to doing that is I've made a follow-up appointment with my orthopedic surgeon. And so in the middle of the month, I will be going to see my orthopedic guy. I want to talk to him about my knees, my plantar fasciitis, my hip, all of those types of things. Now that I have lost a significant amount of weight, I want to talk to him about what is the plan for knee replacement, or do I need to do some other things to help get me past where I am at with my pain level in my feet, knee, and hip. You know, I have fought knee pain for the past 15 or 20 years, even had surgery on it. But of course, and plantar fasciitis, I've dealt with that for the past 5 years for certain. But losing weight has definitely helped take a lot of pressure off of everything, and it's definitely helped, but it's not made everything perfect. And I don't know that there is anything that it's ever going to be perfect again with the loss of cartilage in my knees and the plantar fasciitis. But I do want to make sure that I'm visiting with my orthopedic doctor about where I am health-wise, because I don't want things to hold me back. I fully well intend never to run again, but I do want to be active with walking and hiking. So I want to make sure that I can do those things. And so I've got a follow-up appointment with him for mid-April. So I've done that. The third item to reach my goals for the month is track my eating and drinking in my Weight Watchers app every single day. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I started that this past month, and I've done that. It is very helpful for me to see, you know, when I'm having spikes, like on weekends, and when I'm going over my points, to see when those are falling, and to see how much nutrition I'm getting in, making sure that, you know, I am getting in the right nutrition. Just by looking back at it and glancing, I love having that tracking feature. So I will continue that into the month of April for sure. So those are some strategies that I'm going to be looking at every single week. I have a goal sheet here in front of me with some action items and things I'm going to be looking at every single week for this month of April to help me get to where I want to be for the month of April. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you get a little bit out of my health journey. I know that many of you have watched me from the beginning. Those of you that are new, you can go back and see. I have a playlist for about the past year and a half. I've got playlists for recipes. I've got my playlist for my weight journey, my healthy journey reflections every week when I do these. I've got some things for, just some fun things that I've put on there overall, before and afters. But if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like those types of things, you can check out all my different videos. I've started going back and watching my health journey video, my weekly videos from the previous year. Today is April 1st. So I will look back and watch the one from the 1st of April last year. I've done that now for the past couple weeks, and it's been eye-opening to me to see the progress I've made. I know I'm in different sizes, and I know I feel great, but to watch the video back and actually see myself, man, it's eye-opening to me how far I've come. So, anyway, if you're curious, check those out. Have a great week. I'll see you next week.